दोस्तों स्क्रीन पर जो आप देख रहे हैं वो मास्टर पैसेज है जो एसएससी के थ्रू रिसीव हुआ है और इसको मैंने इस तरीके से अरेंज किया है 100 वर्ड्स का मार्क लगा के खुद से टाइप करके, ताकि आपको कोई भी दिक्कत ना आए। आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे होंगे। दोस्तों इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन दूंगा मैं 110 WPM पर। ग्रेड सी का मैटर है। इसकी 100 WPM की डिक्टेशन मैं आपको पहले प्रोवाइड कर चुका हूं। आप अच्छे से लिखिएगा इसको, डिक्टेशन को 110 स्पीड पे आपको डिक्टेशन दे रहा हूं। बी रेडी फॉर इट। Madam, in India, the Constitution provides that the citizens have fundamental rights and all the fundamental rights are nothing but human rights. The basic law provides that these fundamental rights can be enforced by moving the courts for their protection. For instance, the Prevention of Untouchability Act is one of the most important laws which protects the fundamental rights of the citizens in our country. Madam, I would like to thank the honorable members for having shown so much of interest in the amendments suggested to this law by the government and for having given very good suggestions. I would like to limit my comments to the general principles relating to the human rights, then to the amendments suggested by the government, then to the amendments suggested by the honorable members, and then conclude my reply on this bill. We all know that in the parliament as well as in the state legislatures, questions are asked from the government as to how the fundamental rights were violated and as to how the government failed to protect the fundamental rights of the citizens. That is one of the most powerful instruments available to the representatives of the people to protect the fundamental rights. We have a strong judiciary in our country. At the apex is the Supreme Court. At the penultimate level are the high courts, and at district and taluk levels there are lower courts. Through these courts, the fundamental rights given to the citizens are protected, and fortunately for us, we have a very strong media in our country. Every violation of a fundamental right is highlighted in the media, in the newspapers, and now on televisions. Those facts are brought to the notice of the government and the people in the country. Media is a very powerful instrument for creating public opinion. Though media does not have the power to punish anybody directly, yet the public opinion is so strong that the fundamental rights of the citizens are protected. Over and above this, the National Human Rights Commission was brought into existence. It was provided in the law itself that the state governments may have the state human rights commissions. This is over and above what was already available to the people in the country. Madam, one of the amendments which has been suggested is not allowing the magistrate to refer the matter to the Human Rights Commission. I am not in a position to accept this amendment. The scheme of the law that we have with us is this: any person who feels that his human right is violated can go to the court and get the remedy. If he thinks that going to the Human Rights Commission is easier and more helpful, he can go to the Human Rights Commission. He can make an application and get the relief. There are one or two points which are made here, and one of the points was the National Human Rights Commission should be given some authority. Madam, what is said in this respect is correct that they do not have the direct authority to see to it that the findings given by them become binding on all. But then we have many other organizations. In this respect, the most powerful body in the country is the Supreme Court. What is said by the Supreme Court has to be followed. Even if you do not like the order given by the Supreme Court, it has to be carried through. The authority is given to the Supreme Court, the high courts and other lower courts. That authority is already given. This is not something of the same kind. This is something bigger and different. If we study the charter given to the Human Rights Commission, it is something bigger. It is related to the policy making, it is related to the research, it is related to the bigger issues. If the Human Rights Commission comes to the conclusion that something in which punishment has to be awarded, the Commission will not award the punishment, but it will refer the case to the Supreme Court, to the High Court, to any other court for punishment, and then the punishment will be given by that court. This is the arrangement. Madam, over and above all these things, in my opinion, what is really helping is the ethos of the people. The people in the country are themselves protecting the human rights of one another. For every man committing a crime or violation of human rights, we have hundreds and thousands of people protecting the human rights. The most important thing in our country is that not only we respect and protect the human rights of our neighbors, but also we respect and protect some rights of the living creatures. We respect even trees, we respect even animals. That is our attitude towards life, and it is really helping us. I would like to say that the media today in our country is not having any sanctioning authority, power to punish anybody, and yet how powerful it is, because it creates public opinion. The United Nations is an international body which is presiding over the matters relating to the most powerful nations in the world. It has no power to punish, yet it has the power to create the public opinion, and that public opinion is more powerful than the authority which is given to anybody to punish anybody. The Human Rights Commission is something like this. It is something which can be treated at a very, very high level. But as far as the actual functioning is concerned, it is the Supreme Court and other courts which are punishing and is seeing that the orders passed are implemented. But to the extent it is necessary and possible to give more powers to the Human Rights Commission, we will again examine it, and wherever necessary and possible to do something in this matter, we will be happy to do that. दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है। उम्मीद है आप लोगों ने इसे बहुत अच्छे से लिखा होगा। प्रैक्टिस लगातार करते रहिए, मैटर्स बहुत इजी हैं, इनको शेयर ज़रूर कीजिएगा। मैंने पिछली क्लास की जो वीडियो है, जो इसकी 100 WPM की डिक्टेशन है, उसमें मैंने ये चीज़ बोली थी कि लगभग लाख बच्चे तो कम से कम होंगे जो डिक्टेशंस करते हैं, जो शॉर्ट हैंड को सीखते हैं, शॉर्ट हैंड कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो अभी हमारे पास हैं 24,000 मेंबर्स इस फैमिली में। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि आप प्लीज़ इसको शेयर करें ताकि मेंबर्स और ज़्यादा बढ़े हमारे पास और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक ये डिक्टेशंस पहुँचें। तो प्लीज़ इसे लाइक कीजिएगा और शेयर ज़रूर कीजिएगा। आपसे मुलाकात करूँगा अगली क्लास में मैं अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।